What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. In this episode, I really want to talk about a lot of talent that we have as black men. And there's so many brothers that I've seen over the years that are very talented. They're doing their thing. And have you ever come across a brother that's just so talented and then you ask yourself, how is this guy not doing this great? I mean, the guy is smart, he's gifted, he can do almost everything. And then whatever the guy decides to do, he might do it for like a while. And then all of a sudden he has problems. And then you find somebody else who's not nearly as talented as him and then near being successful. Many people would look at Kadarius Toney as one of these guys. And Kadarius Toney, he was at the University of Florida. I've looked at some of his route running ability. I mean, man, on tape, it looks really good. The guy has talent, but he reminds me of so many black men that I have known in my life. They have the absolute talent and physicality or the idea to win. But when it comes time for them to actually execute these things, they're falling short. And this is what took the Giants to release him after only 2 seasons. Then he went to Kansas City. He struggled to play there and do well. He went to Cleveland, struggled to get on the field, struggled with injuries. And basically he has these situations going on, off the field, okay? And in Georgia, he was assaulting a lady. I don't know if it's his girlfriend. Stopped her from calling for help.
New at 10 tonight, 2-time Super Bowl champion Kadarius Toney is accused of strangling a woman at a home in Douglasville. An arrest warrant claims that Toney put his hand around the victim's throat and squeezed on January 14th. Investigators say she had red marks on her neck and broken blood vessels in her eyes. Toney also accused of taking the woman's phone to stop her from calling 911. Deputies arrested the former Kansas City chief and Florida Gator last Thursday. He is out on bond tonight.
And why am I talking about this? I mean, because, I come across so many brothers and so many brothers is like, yo, I want to get in business. I want to get in YouTube. And, I feel like I have the talent to do all these things. And so many black men do. But a lot of black men just have a hard time balancing what comes with that level of responsibility. It's not only that you have the talent to be funny or to, be academically gifted. Good decision making and things is something that I see a lot of brothers struggling with. And it might not necessarily be you, but it's probably somebody else. And, when you talk about, like, let's say being in business and having the talent to do business, I want to give an example. A brother told me that he lives in Columbus, Ohio. And, Columbus has a pretty large African-American population, FBA over there. And the brother used to have the best fried fish in the city. So whenever he would come through and he would have the fried fish, it would just sell out. All right. And people would be looking for the guy. And it just came to be like at a certain point, he just wouldn't show up on time to work, wouldn't show up on the business, just days wouldn't call customers back. And he had good food. And eventually people just gave up, he would be there whenever he felt like being there. And you just can't run a business like that. I knew of a barber, dope barber. We all know this, how barbers be in the black community. Good, man. You be calling them, sit there at the shop. They come late. You give them a time. They telling you to come at 12 o'clock. They still cutting somebody else's hair. Got like 2 people head above you. You got things to do and everything like that. It just kind of make life hard. And then they're never there. They be in the back playing PlayStation all the time. Just hella hood stuff. And you always wonder, like, how does a guy like that end up not doing so well? And it's just that brothers got to also make the decision that we're gonna do this and we're gonna also mature. Because one thing I never wanted to be, and I've seen so many black male YouTubers do this. They'll get on, they'll do very well, make a ton of money, not ready for the money, then crash out, and then mature after the fact, and then decide that they want to come back and try it again. It's too late. I'm gonna tell you, like CJ So Cool. This is the dude, man, on YouTube, has so much talent. The guy was making at certain points $800,000 to $900,000 a month, legal, okay? For y'all who don't understand how much kind of money that is, and to build an audience like that on YouTube, It is phenomenal to do something like that. This guy did it. And you know what? I mean, he bought all kind of stuff, cars, jewelry, and then, you know, the baby mama, he was getting into it with her. I'm not blaming everything for him or his fault for this, but he ended up losing a lot of it because of his own personal, I think some of his own personal attitudes. And then he fell all the way off. And then you think about those opportunities, and an opportunity like that doesn't come around so often, because once you kind of lose steam, and then once people start believing in you, and then you don't have enough people to give you a second chance at that, and you're not really ready for that success, then it's gone. And then a lot of brothers just got to stop asking for success if you're not ready for it, because you're just going to lose it. One of the things I think that will be very difficult for a lot of black men to do is to get out of what you would call the ghetto and experience some success, and then go back to being nothing. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Another example. Who remembers Dalvin Cook? Okay. Dalvin Cook was an excellent running back for the Vikings. Can we say that Dalvin Cook, you know, in Minnesota, basically he was crashing out his career? It wasn't what he was doing? Sure, we can say that. But let's look at some of his numbers. In 2018, he had 615 yards. Okay. In 2019, he had 1,135 yards. 2020, he had 1,557 yards. Okay, five yards a carry. Then 2021, he had 1,159 yards. Then 2022, 1,173 yards. Not bad, okay? What happened with Dalvin Cook that year? Dalvin Cook did not want to take a pay cut to come back to the Vikings, all right? I don't think he was washed at this point, and I still don't think that he's washed, but he decided not to do it, went to the Jets, okay? Went to the Jets, Aaron Rodgers going there. Aaron Rodgers hurts himself. And we all know everybody goes to die at the Jets. He gets 3.2 yards a carry on the Jets. You got Robert Saleh coaching the Jets at the time, who is a defensive-minded coach. Your longest run the whole entire year is 14 yards. Then you leave the Jets. You then go to Baltimore in the playoffs. Then you're on now the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. Look at the fall from grace. A complete fall from grace. It's completely terrible to fall off like that. All right? I know that people don't like it, but it's the truth. And to go from that back down, you know, you get so many other people that play running back now. The same thing with the business. So many people are good. So many people are invested. They come in, they take your opportunities, and then it's out. Same thing with Kadarius Toney. Hey, you don't want to play wide receiver, bro? Somebody's going to come in and play wide receiver. All right? You don't want the opportunity? Don't worry about it. Somebody else wanted the opportunity or wants the opportunity, and they're not going to mess it up. And I think that we can learn from somebody else's experience that, hey, God gives you an opportunity to do something. We should do it. Okay? We should do it. Take advantage of the opportunity. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.